All right, go live. Oh. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you can watch the live here. Gonna do a quick check if the live is going out. Okay, that's let's okay. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick check on the stream to make sure that it's going out everywhere it needs to go. And for some reason, it is not showing me LinkedIn Live, which is odd. Okay. You know what? Let's just jump right into it. We have a lot to cover. There's a lot to be done on today's stream. We are doing a full business transformation for a publicly traded company. The company's called, it used to be called Data, but now it's called DCM. And so this is the new identity system that we have come up with. And hello, Rudy, and hello, John, on TikTok over here. Yeah, so we are going through a brand and business transformation. And over the past couple of episodes, we have done research, we've done competitive landscape, we've gone through annual reports, we've looked at from a strategy perspective what this business is trying to do, what audience they're trying to target, and then we also synthesized key learnings and insights and interesting observations. And then after that, we have started to do some visual design explorations. And today I'm going to try and tackle quite a bit. I want to be a little bit more ambitious today, and this stream might even be a little bit longer than typical. So I'm thinking maybe going at it for a good, healthy 2-3 hours today. So let's see how it goes. Yeah. So just a quick background and summary is, so from a strategy perspective, DCM was essentially just focusing on print, and now they're also going after sort of the services, and almost like think of it like going from a print company to a SaaS company. And there's a whole digital component to it, from automations to surfacing the right information at the right time. So with all that being said, that the new customers that they want to appeal to are probably going to be looking for something a little bit different from typically how they've shown up from a print perspective. Ironically, it was a printing company, print business, but it was called Data, which is kind of a little bit of a ironic situation. Anyways, they have over time moved away from calling themselves Data. Now they call themselves DCM. That is basically, again, just to kind of move away from that word data and to, I'm guessing, be part of that sort of new strategy of appealing to this new customer base. And also sort of repositioning themselves in the market. Now, at the very root, at the very DNA of this company, there is this whole print history, and there is this digital aspect, which is screens and pixels. So I just took that simple idea, and if I jump here very quickly, is, where's my pencil here? So I just taken that, by the way, this is the old logo that you were just seeing. This is part of their new symbol. And I was like, if print and digital sit at the heart of this company, what are two shapes that can best represent that? Now, the whole point of it is to make it as simple and as evergreen and as long lasting as possible. So we want to move away from complexity, and we want to move into simplicity, and something that's going to stand the test of time. And we don't want to follow some short-term trend, design trend, or some effect. We want to think about the long horizon of where we can take this. So that's kind of the thinking here. And so taking this pixel and print, what are some shapes I can come up with? So this is the most obvious one that came out, and then this is the one that we have been exploring. I actually like this personally so far. Obviously I'm biased because I'm doing the work. And also another disclaimer, this is not paid work, this is spec work. So I'm just doing this because I enjoy doing this, and I figured, why not have a camera record something that I'm going to be doing anyways. So that's basically what's up. Okay, so we have done that. Oh, we also explored this concept to, so actually I did end up exploring. Initially I scrapped this idea. We did explore this concept, but I explored it in a slightly different way, where you have the letters written out and then you have the D symbol. So instead of having a dot at the end of it, you have the D symbol at the end of it, which I thought kind of looks cool. So let's jump into it. Let me take you through some of the designs that we did yesterday on the show yesterday. And then from there, we can continue the design exploration work that we're doing. By the way, for all the people watching on TikTok, you can go over to paulsingh.live, and that will take you to the YouTube page where you can watch this whole live and see the process unfold. Okay. Also, if you have any questions, I will be able to see them if you go to paulsingh.live. Okay, so just get that out of the way. Let's jump right into it. Okay. So let me zoom out here. So actually what I did was I hid my artboards You can just do that using Shift Command H if you're using Illustrator. Okay, so here are some initial mockups that I've done just to begin to explore what could be done with the identity system. So I looked at a couple of typefaces yesterday. Let me just zoom out here for a quick hot second. So what I'm actually going to go with is, instead of having like this, I wonder if I have an example up here. I don't actually. Oh, I don't have an example up here. Okay, no worries. I will. Oh, here it is. So okay, hold on. We'll go there one step at a time. So these are just some quick explorations of what the new identity system could look like. I thought it'd be a little bit more fun. Again, these are not the final colors or anything. I'm just trying to look at, high level, where this thing could go. Does this even have legs? Is this even worth exploring, going down this path? So that's kind of what's happening here. And I explored some initial typography, some typeface. Again, just going with like the classics, ITC Grand, Helvetica. I might have a few other examples here. And then for the serif, going with like Baskerville or Castellon. The direction that I think I'm more leaning towards is something on these lines. Let's just get rid of this. Again, I was just using this to do like a quick hot comparison between what it looked like before. Let's just put that there. Let's just lock these up into a group. Command G. I think that made it into a group. Yeah, okay. So I was just doing a quick comparison of what the before and after sort of looks like. And the initially I was gonna go with like a here for a second. I think this might be potentially the best way to explore this. Hold on, let me just do a file save. Because what happened what happened yesterday was that as I was streaming this, the software, Adobe Illustrator, crashed. And I don't know if it's an Adobe Illustrator problem or it's because of all the devices that are firing at the same time. But yeah, okay, so coming back to this so the direction that I'm thinking is, have like a set of colors. So there's going to be the primary set of colors, a secondary set of colors, and then just use tint on that symbol instead of sort of doing this initial idea that was, go back here for a quick hot second. So initially I was thinking, the rectangle itself would be a solid blue but I was like, what, I don't need to go with those colors anymore. I'm just gonna move away from that. I'll keep some of the colors from the past to retain some equity of the brand that they have built up, but I'm not gonna approach it in the same proportions that it was done previously. So that's something to keep in mind. So we'll still have, the deep blues that they have, and we'll just have to find newer proportions that best represent the new look. So yeah, so that's kind of this is kind of this new direction that I'm thinking for them as of this very moment. That is, I felt pretty good about this. In fact, I've slept over it, and I still feel confident in what I'm going to be able to do with this sort of new approach. For the people watching on TikTok, this is that sort of new approach that I'm thinking. If you want to see the whole live happening, you can go to paulsing.live, and that's where we're doing this on YouTube. You can also watch this on LinkedIn, Behance, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. For some reason, I am not seeing this live go out to LinkedIn. That's odd. But I am seeing in my streaming software that it is going out to LinkedIn. So weird. Very, very odd. It is showing up on the streaming software as it's going to LinkedIn, but I guess for some reason it is not showing up on when I check my profile. Very odd. Okay, guess we'll keep continuing the work because it is going live to all the other places. Okay, so this is the direction that I want to go with, and what I do want to do is actually, hold on. What we can do is, so some of the key visuals, and I probably want to have like 3 or 4 key visuals that I'm gonna take to the executives at this company and be like, hey, look, you know, I was doing this live, and I have this point of view on how your business should show up. So for that, I want to have some key visuals. So what I'm going to do here is, let's grab this. And what you do is, if you're an illustrator, you just hit Shift O, and then quickly knock out one more. Probably want to have like maybe 3 or 4 key visuals that, so maybe like one is the home page, one is going to be the lockup. So for the lockup, this here, grab this, that. Probably gonna have to update the color here, but let's just at least have a placeholder here. That will be helpful. Okay. And I'm probably gonna switch out some of these colors, but again, I just want to have one key visual that represents. Okay. And okay, I'm probably gonna fix some colors, but before I actually get into the colors and some of the minutia of it, I want to get the high level ironed out, just big picture stuff. So let me try and attack the home page today. So let's just go file, save this. Okay. And what I could also do is just, yeah, let's just keep that there, done. And okay, amazing, fantastic. Now I'm gonna actually jump into Figma very quickly, and I need to do is scan. Jump into Figma here. So I had been streaming all of this stuff through using Restream, but now I'm just using Ecamm, which is actually a production software, and they now let you do the stream directly using the production software itself, the broadcast software. And I'm actually liking this workflow a little bit better. Okay, so let's go back into, let's jump into this. So I keep going off on different tangents of the attention span of a squirrel. All right. Okay, so let me just zoom out here for a second. So this is some of the synthesis work that I had done previously. highlighting some of the issues and things that I would want to change in terms of how they're showing up on their website. I'm already considering the new identity system itself, but here's the, so this is just a quick re-jog my memory on what I liked. I did this like a couple of days ago, so I'm just trying to do a quick, what was it? See, typically when I do something like this, I would just sit down, heads down, focused, and just knock it out in a couple of hours. Like, by couple of hours, I mean like one whole day. But because this live is spread out over a couple of days, I have to constantly go back and be like, hey, wait, what was I looking at again? Okay, so they have this. Oh yeah. And then when I looked at some of these examples, you know what I can actually do? Even before I actually jump into any design, I'm just gonna add this one step here so I can probably just knock it out here itself. Let's see here. Okay, let's just do a homepage wireframe. I grab this, all this wireframe. And I can just stay in the same document. I was gonna actually do it over in XD, but let's just knock it out here, no problem. Let's grab this. How am I thinking about the problem? Okay, let's go down here. Okay, I don't need this to be in any color. Let's just go with like a light gray. Okay, so the first thing was, actually, you know what? I can copy over the new logo. Let's just do that. Let's say if I was going with something, of course this is not the design, but just be fun to include something. Okay, that's the new look. And oh wait, that shows up really weird. It doesn't show up as a transparent. Oh yeah, okay, no worries, just delete that. Let's just start with basics. Okay, so DCM, that is going to be top here. Then they have, so one of the things that was really interesting when we were doing the research now is if we look at their menu, I wasn't a big fan of this menu. Actually, you can just see it here. Is it says solutions, industries, about us, corporate responsibility. And if you actually go into the back here, where did it go? Where did it go? I had it. Oh, here it is. Perfect. This is super critical. So this is thinking about communication architecture and information architecture. Is how do we want to communicate certain themes and ideas? So the first thing is they were saying, you know, solution, and under solution they have all this copy. I didn't really particularly like this approach, so we did look at some other examples. So for example, one of the first ones that we saw that day in the synthesis live stream is, you know, you could also say products, solutions. Of course you can, there's a whole bunch of, and which is actually very similar to what Data is currently doing. So of course there's that one example, and there's also another issue with just typically how, you know, UI, UX, this whole space is that once people find like a template, they just get married to that template. It's like, hold on. Let's just zoom out here for a second. And then, by the way, when we were doing the cross category, exploration. So this is just another way of looking at the menu again. So for example, somebody like McKinsey is going to be like, okay, capabilities. Okay, hold on. Actually, let me show you here. So a McKinsey menu is like industries, capabilities, featured insights, location. Again, very similar to what data is doing. So it is a very common practice, but common practice doesn't mean the right approach at the same time, right? So let's keep looking. And then the one that I found to be really interesting, and the point of view that I liked was, who we help, how we do it, and then why us, basically, and pricing, resources, and about us. Now, what I liked about this is you're almost having a conversation right from your navigation, from your menu. And so you're leading people into a conversation. And so it's like, who we help. And then you go straight into, this is the set of customers that we want to be talking to. So I like that approach. I want to use some of that in what we're doing. I think there's another example that I had looked at. Let me just double check here. Was there another example here that could be worth looking at? Oh yeah, I think there was one or two more. Hold on, let's just double check here. What did HubSpot have? Yeah. So even I think HubSpot was just like simple software, pricing, resources, pretty vanilla. So what I want to do is go back. And let's start here. Okay, so our navigation is going to be who we help. Okay, let's go down. Oh, let's also, by the way, shrink this down so I can fit everything. 32 medium is okay. Okay, and why? Yeah. What else did they have here? Corporate responsibility. Yikes. Okay. So they do have like investors, careers, client portal, language, search bar. Okay. So what I want to do is probably just like get rid of all of that and just have it sit comfortably, it may be in the background. So what I probably want to do is really have the communication get super focused. So, but let's just create a secondary. So this, I'm going to add a post-it note here, which is going to represent the content that's going to sit under the hamburger menu. So I'm going to, let's go from the top. So there's, let's fix the order. So investors, corporate responsibility. What else did they have here? Careers. Oh, okay. Then there is the client login. Actually, hold on. I could probably even just set that here. Login. Okay, what else is there? Contact us. Corporate responsibility, about us. Okay. Also, let's just go to the bottom. I wonder if there was a sitemap here somewhere. I forgot. I think I saw it. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me just copy over their sitemap. That's going to be helpful. Where's my sitemap here? There it is. There is. Okay, so let's just screenshot this and bring it over. For the folks watching live, you're gonna see it in just a second. I'm just copying this. That is one. If I go back here. Oh shit. Grab that again. That is one. There we go. Now I have like the frickin' all the list here. This is going to be helpful. Now, typically how this would work is I probably want to have some sort of a data point on, you know, when people come to their site, what are they clicking through and what is the most meaningful thing to them? You know, are they going straight into solutions? Are they going straight into some sort of a case study? Are they looking at some pricing thing? Like, you know, there's a whole bunch of tools that are available to do all of that stuff to find the right data points. But I'm not doing that for the sake of this live. I'm not going to go into that right now. What I am going to do is, though, is go in with a point of view on how they can show up by just making some assumptions, right? So, of course, you could always go back and look at the data, and that is a good place to approach this. But what I'm going to do is just go with intuition, gut heuristics, and make an assumption on what the users might be looking for. Yeah. Okay, so let me just get rid of that. Okay, so they have solutions, industries, success stories, investors. Okay. So then they've got sub-menu of about us, leadership. Okay, so then, all right. So you got to bucket all this information about us. That actually is covered under YDCM, but that's also okay. Then what else do you have? News, insight, diversity. Yeah, so I think that part. Yeah, I gotta bucket all this information. Okay, and then what else did they have? Privacy policy, success stories. Okay. Okay. Another thing is, when we talk about YDCM, I'm probably going to start off with success stories. That's definitely something I would want to have there. Who we help is just talking very specifically to the audience itself. And then one more thing I want to just make sure here that I've covered off is, let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's go back. Okay. All right. So this is that. Could we have potentially? And then, okay, wait, who we help? How? Who? Oh, how we help and how we do it. Okay. How we do it. By DCM. By the way, if you have any questions, you can go over to pulsing.live and drop them in the chat there. And I'm happy to answer any of this. Okay, so that is, again, this is not the final language, but I'm just trying to nest information that I want in the respective buckets, right? So, okay, hold on. So now, I could also do one more thing is, let's say somebody is coming to their site. I probably have something like on these lines, so I'll go. I could have then let's also do a quick nice. Okay, let's brought that up here. Okay, one more thing I need. By the way, I've not tried the Figma. See if there's a sticker, menu sticker. Wait a second, this is cool. I haven't actually really used any of these features, but hamburger. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, anyway, sorry. I got distracted again there for a second. Okay. So, I'm probably gonna avoid doing this. Let's just go with my menu, whatever that's gonna look like. Is obviously shrink this down. Gonna have some sort of something simple, maybe either floating up here. And let's keep it super simple. So let's say you have just these three. And then client login. Yeah, okay. And what else is here? Yeah, I could probably nest most of this information, you know, under the menu and not bog down the user with all this information. So maybe client login at the top. And then let's see here, corporate responsibility, careers, and about us. So let's just go leadership. Yeah, okay, hold on. So Command X that. That there. Then we've got client login. Investors, corporate responsibility. Ah, okay. Actually, you know what I'm also going to do? And X. And investors in a separate category itself. Okay, and then us. A boot? A boot? Sure. And I'm so curious if the stream is going out to LinkedIn. Hopefully it is. Okay, so that, and then who we help, I'm gonna bucket all that information there. How we do it, I'm gonna bucket that there. Yeah, and then success stories. Success stories I'm gonna put under Y DCM. Then I'm gonna put investors is okay. That is separate. Client login is separate. And so let me grab a shape here. Let's say if I grab a straight line. Draw a line here. Oh. Come on, let's grab that straight line. I got this arrow on it. Don't need the arrow. I don't need this. Boom. So I probably want to separate out all these categories. So for investors, so maybe also bucket careers and contact us together. Back to this in just a second. And what else do I want to see here? Let's grab this. So all the leadership, news and insights. Okay. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Okay, we could probably just nest that under about. Yep. And then life, again, that could go under. Oh, actually, I would want to have that under career. Okay. I think I have a good sense of how I want to tackle the navigation and the menu. Just wanted to have some high level buckets, but let's start with the first one. Let's start with who we help. Let's tackle that as number one. So let me grab this. So let's say if when somebody clicks on, there we go. Oh, I need to actually do a box here. So let me just delete that. Grab that first box. And actually the color doesn't need to be jet black. Let's fix that first. Okay, so that's the first one that I'm working on. And let's say if this is the, grab these, fix that up. Okay, that's that. Again, I'm just like laying out how I would want the information to be structured. There's many ways to do this. You know, you could go like super process heavy and get nerd out about this, but I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible for the people watching. So, you know, if you wanted to do something like this for yourself, for your own business, you could be like, oh, hey, this looks pretty easy. I'm trying to avoid using any jargon, complicated words. You'd be like, oh, wait, we can totally do this ourselves. That's the goal here. Okay, so the first thing is, who do we help? And, oh, damn it. Some of the keyboard shortcuts are not the same as the ones that I'm used to here. So let's just grab these two. Go arrange. Send to back. Oh, it's just okay. Okay. So now here's the interesting thing with DCM in their situation and context. Now they have a whole set of existing customers that cater to like all print related stuff. And then there's this whole new digital realm that they want to get into. So I probably want to be like, okay. So I'm probably going to go, let's start with like chief. Or we could even go like a creative leadership. And then within that, you have subcategories, and then you have typical procurement. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna say actually, hold on. I'm just gonna use this word as a placeholder for now. I'll fix it in a bit. And then within this, I have subcategories. I can be like chief marketing officer and creative director, marketing manager. Okay, and let's just shrink that size down as well, small. And then okay, and then this could be Let's just call this. I wonder who the person is, but hold on. So let's say, person. I need to include this, so I need to find the answer for this person in large financial org who makes a decision. I need to include that, all that stuff. So that covers that part. And let's duplicate this. Go ahead and see. Go ahead. Yes. Okay. Let's grab this. Change the color. Okay. And then here, I want to probably just list out all the industries that they service. So you've got. Okay. Here we go. Let's start with left alignment. Okay, so we got finance, fin and shield services. Then we got okay. Okay, so I covered off all right. Let's just grab this. I want to have sort of multiple columns here, so I'm just doing this the rough and dirty way. Okay, so let's probably delete these two here. I can start with that looks good. Yeah, so hospitality, what's the next one? Transportation. Transportation. Lottery. Government. Okay. Amazing. So what I would want to do here is just match out the same number here on both sides. So I'm gonna go ideally we could maybe even have this either structured from a lens of for them like size of business, like which one to highlight, or it can also be alphabetical. There's a couple of ways we could approach it, but have that listed here. And finally, the last thing I want on this here is, okay, let's go with success. Actually, hold on. Text box here. Probably want some. Boom, and then let's actually hold on. I need another box. And text here, just need the color. That's where an image is gonna go, and then and we can probably repeat this. Outcome. also go. So I want to see 2 here, and then say boom. Back down here. Getting saucy. Okay, folks. I need to take a quick breather here. If I jump back into that does look a little bit weird. We'll fix that in a second. There we go. Okay, so we're continuing work on the business transformation for data communications management, which basically which was originally called data. Now they're called DCM. I'm doing some wireframes, but I need to take, and for all the people watching and listening on TikTok, you could head on over to Paki, Jimmy, Gurvinder, Barhum, Chow, Tran. For all those people, you can go to pausing.live. Belly Course, you can watch this on pausing.live, which is basically going to take you to the YouTube channel. I need to take a quick bio break. I will be right back, and we will continue this programming as yeah, I'll be right back, folks. We'll continue this in a moment. All right. Hello, Rebecca, Mariposita, Angela, Bellico Sparky. Yeah, so I'm doing this live on pulsing.live, which will take you to the YouTube channel where we are doing a business transformation of this business, which actually looked like this, but now it's starting to look something like this. So if you want to watch and continue, you can go to pulsing.live. And I am eating a snack. This is actually a protein bar. But, okay, so for some reason, hello Rose. For some reason, the stream is not going. Get it? How come the stream is not going to LinkedIn? Rose, if you want to see some really cool graphic design stuff or get really bored by watching something like paint dry, you can go to pulsing.live. Fueling up with a protein bar. Yeah, so I mean, this is what they look like before. You know? And what we want to do is bring freshness to their brand. I mean, imagine this is what their logos look like. That looked like it was spit out of a logo generator. And then this is gonna bring some of that freshness to this business. Okay, so let's jump into where we were at. So what I'm doing now is we're doing some wireframes to potentially propose what the website should look like. Okay, that looks good. I didn't realize that. I don't know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, give me some sort of a emoji or something. Okay. Oh, don't want to do that. The first menu was the help. That's the one that I've covered here. Probably want to have like a quick symbol here to represent what I'm talking about. Let's change the look here. High level, that's probably what I want there. Let's duplicate this. Just map out how the information is going to be structured. I want to just take a first stab at it at least. Okay. Hello, Raul. Nevea. The Gavel. Country She Wolf, 1972. The stream is happening on pulsing.live. It's on YouTube. And we're doing a corporate rebrand, brand transformation work. Okay, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Ovitije Okumza. My bad, my apologies. Okay. Let's jump back into it. Full swing. Okay. Okay, the next tab over is the how we do it. Down. And then within that, let's go back here. Let's copy these two. Okay. You can see a side by side. This is the old stuff. So see how they were kind of like structuring the information. Here, it just feels like a little bit repetitive. So instead of saying, for example, solutions, here, my thinking here is a point of view, POV, based on heuristics, gut, judgment on how they could approach this is, and you can see, by the way, hold on, let me just go back here for a second. So solutions, and then they have like a whole bunch of different offerings that they have. And then they're just talking about solutions related to who. So like, what does DCM digital mean? Okay, hold on, let me just zoom in here. I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm focusing on here. But so their existing navigation, if I go here, that's the one, is so they have solutions. Actually, hold on, Command Z. Let me take a bright color. Let's go with yellow. No, actually, let's go with red. Okay. By the way, there's no like way for me to just highlight stuff and it not being like a pointer, laser pointer feature in Figma, which would be really helpful. Probably need to install some sort of a plugin. If you know a plugin that lets you do that, let me know in the chat below. Okay, so they're saying solutions, and then immediately they're like, okay, these are some of the offerings that we have, and then under solutions, you know, okay, sure, you know, even if you go supporting, simplifying all aspects of your marketing and communication, what's happening is, for the person who's visiting the site, what does DCM digital mean even? I don't know. This maybe I could still understand, and then these are just so vague that I don't even know what they're talking about, right? And then instead of approaching the conversation in that way, we're like, why not go in and say, who do we help, right? So who do we help? And then we address that first, number one. And then where do those people work? Those people are in these industries. And then what does success stories look like, right? So that's kind of the sequence of information. Now this is, again, live will end. What the? Hello, Danielle and Alicia and Raul. Yeah, I am doing the live on pulsing.live. If you want to see, that's where we're doing all of this work. Okay, so, and I do need to fill in this procurement piece because a lot of their like print customers will go into this. So I'm just using the word placeholder for now, procurement. But one direction is if they're going after advertising and marketing side of the business, who are those people that they want to be speaking to? That's what I'm covering here. So that does that. And now what I want to do is just spend some time and get into some of the how we do it section. Let me just undo all of this marking because it's not a laser pointer. It's actually permanent. Don't need that. Okay. Let me jump back into this for a second, and let's look at. So we already covered some of these. So we actually clubbed these two together, in a way. And now I want to talk about some of these services that they have here. So let's get into that. So if I just copy this for a second. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. There's actually a whole other layer of this can of worms that's gonna open up. Let me jump back into this side of things for a second. So even here, how we do it, they have a couple of categories, right? So let's set this up in the right way. So the first one they were looking at is actually, hold on. Let me just open up their website for a quick hot second, because there's some sub menu navigation that we need to take a look at. So let's take a look at that together. Let's jump into that. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this. Yeah, let's just take a quick look at their navigation. So under solutions, so they've got DCM digital, then print communications, and then marketing. Okay. Okay. Direct mail, print services, express print services, direct mail. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is actually, yeah, that's what I was missing here. Okay, no worries. We'll come back to this in a second. Let's go back to where we were doing the wireframe. Figma. Okay, cool. So there's some subcategories, but what we're gonna do is start with the more obvious stuff. Command C. Start there. That here. Got. So the loudest set that they have going on here . Start here with okay, let's start with first one is workflow management. Okay. I'm probably going to change all of this copy, but I need to have it at least in here before I can make any, before I can augment and tweak this language. I'll probably just copy paste a lot of this from their site. Actually, you know what? That's what I should do. Let me just copy paste all of this. Where did it go? All right. By the way, if you have any questions regarding a design, corporate business transformation refresh that I'm doing, you can go over to paulsing.live, or you can drop them in the chat here in TikTok and I can answer any questions if you might have any. Okay, so let's just copy paste some of this stuff very quickly. Workflow management. Copy this information. Get it all, but This is what they have. Obviously, I don't want to this. Locate it. Next one. Digital asset management. Digital asset. I'm probably going to change all of this, but again, I still need to have it before I can change any of it. So let's just do this. Next one over. Next one over is personalized video. So basically what you're seeing at the bottom of the screen, I'm just going over to the website and just copy pasting over this text so that we can modify it in a bit. Oh shit, I shouldn't have clicked on that. Fuck. Oh fuck. Didn't want to click on that. So that looks good. Okay, there's 3 more. So let's just grab all of this stuff. 1, 4, 5, 6. I definitely want to change so much. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Patience is key. Even how we introduce these concepts, I want to be careful of that. So okay, hold on, let's just quickly finish this part. Got the Opti channel, location specific marketing. This is basically all the boring part, that like watching paint dry for the person who's watching, but for the person doing it, actually has, it's pretty much like watching paint dry for myself. Multi-channel, sorry, where's it to go? Yeah, so personalized video I've done, location specific I've done, gets right to collateral to right to the location. Okay, done that. And now I want to copy over this one. Oh, copy the whole thing. Just oh, this one is called, what is it called? Multi-channel marketing workflow. Oh my god, multi-channel marketing workflow management. Okay, multi-channel marketing workflow management. Could that be any shorter? Yeah. Again, that's there. And then the last one is, what is it? Digital signage. Boom. Hello, Harveer Sandhu, Kush Chahel. User 7186514534516. Okay, so that copies that over. Okay, so now I've got at least the information in place. Of course, you'll see soon how we're gonna reorient the entire information. And then what else do they have? Oh, okay, so that covers the first piece, and then I think the second one over is called print. So that is called. So this they've got print and communications management. In fact, I'm just going to call it print. And let's go with direct mail. Then there is print services. Then there is, what is it called? Express print services. Okay, cool. And they do have one more, so hold on. Let's grab this, this. Let this. And the other one is marketing. Yeah. Creative services. Direct marketing. Yeah. Okay, so that's the broad category. Let's just change this. And then success stories I'm going to leave as is. That's something I would love to just have everywhere. How we do it. Need like a new headline up here. Need a new headline here. Okay, so that covers that part. And then this is basically what I'd like the print. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna. I would say, actually, hold on. Old customers. I need to add that piece here. That looks good. And let's keep going. Yep, I need a new headline there. How we do it. That covers that base. Okay. So now if I go into the menu, so I've covered off solutions. That's covered. And then the industries is also covered. Amazing. So now I have a slightly different architecture, information architecture for this. I'm going to delete that. That's a duplicate. That is a duplicate. And then I need one more, which is going to speak to why DCM. Duplicate this again. Boom. And let's go here. Hello, Kyle, Addy, Malkeith Gill, Ovit Jete. I don't know how to pronounce that name. The developer school. Good job, buddy. Oh, thank you. I am. Thank you for those comments. Sign of validation and encouragement. Thank you to the developer school. You're watching over on YouTube here. Okay, so all right, so I've got this basis covered. Now I'm going into how we do it, and then let's also go into yeah. So now the last one over I want to do is let's knock out why DCM. Why would you pick us? Although we're saying that everywhere, but it is being called out at the top. Again, I'm gonna most likely change all of this text, but again, I just need to have it all in here so I can at least ingest it, sit over it, and then begin to think about how I want to approach the communication and the copywriting, right? So information architecture, communication, copywriting itself, the tone. So there's all that stuff that still needs to be done. For now, we're just getting the basics in place. You could call it the raw ingredients required to build out this website. Okay, so let me jump out here. Okay, so why DCM? They don't. Let me just double check here. So if we actually jump into their website. Yeah. And if I actually close this menu, let's switch gears here for just a quick hot second so I can take you guys through how I'm looking at the problem. Okay, so this is basically their website. Sorry, not this. This is just a sitemap, but let's go to their homepage for a second. So now here, of course, they have like a completely different menu and how there's a whole bunch of buttons, a whole bunch of things happening. But the thing is, how do you actually answer that question? Like the customer, when we think from a buyer's, put the buyer hat on, and we're thinking, you know, what is that person going through? Are they in shopping mode? Are they in buying mode? What are the emotions they're going through in their, and at what stage of the buying journey are they, or they are in? And so having some proclivity or understanding of that and having empathy for that person who's going to be making the buying decision for some services that this company offers, what I would want to know is, okay, are you the right fit? Do you offer the solutions that we're looking for? Do you have a proven track record? Have you done this for other people? Also, you know, and this is for like the early stage of the buying journey, when they're just putting together some sort of a hypothesis and thesis of which are the solution providers they're going to go with. And then in that vetting stage, they want to look for, they're constantly thinking, so what? Okay, you're making this bold claim, but so what? And why? So you want to address and give the buyer that comfort, confidence in what you're saying and communicating. So one way of doing that is, when the buyer is going through your content, they should feel understood. And in order for that to happen, we have to talk about them and not us. So we have to speak in the buyer's words, not our complicated jargon and nonsense, but in the words that they use. And for the message to resonate, so firstly it has to be in their words. They should be able to find relatable stories of like, oh wait, I could see myself in that position, I can relate to that case study there. So there's all these different things that are happening. So there's the context, the subtext of what you're communicating. And sometimes, you know, you don't even consider all these things. So where was I going with this? Where I was going with this was, when somebody comes to this site, they're asking why DCM. Now, for existing relationships that they already have, where they have, for example, what do you call it? Worked with existing clients, they could probably go into their existing relationships and look at their buyers and be like, oh, wait a second. Hey, you know, for all these different years, we've been giving you all these different services. Now we're adding this new thing and we would love to bring that to you. Right? So that's obviously one way of doing it. But then what happens if you're going to a net new set of customers? How do you approach those conversations? So for them, answering the why this company becomes even more critical. Now on this homepage, you know, apart from this whole logo, you know, these different logos that they have here, companies we work with, it doesn't say much. And it's so common across the internet that, you know, what did you actually end up doing for any of these companies? I don't know. So it's a little bit, I actually personally get a little bit of a question mark. What do you mean by this? So we want to answer that. One is, so if we're putting on the buyer's hat and we're imagining that they're going through this website, of course, they're looking for, does this company solve that problem? You know, what are some of the case studies? Who do they work for? And let me see here. Yeah. So this page is currently not answering the why us at all, actually. It's just telling you. This is the home page, and this is just telling you what they do. And a lot of it is actually very ambiguous at this point, which I want to help clarify. I don't know how much this corporate responsibility needs to be highlighted on the home page itself. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back and think about how to create that DCM page. And even in all of these, I'm surprised that on the home page they don't have a single success story. Like, that's what I would want to see on the home page. Like, show me the outcomes, show me what success looks like. Now, why are other people buying from you? Like, what's that social validation and currency that you're putting out, right? So that's missing. That's something I would love to see. Hello, Dave. Hello. I don't even know what that symbol is. But yeah, so I am doing this live stream over on pulsing.live. Okay, so yeah, so the case studies actually do that really well. But even if I go like deeper into, let's say I just go into financial services, let's open that. And then even on this specific page, so now this case study is like hidden all the way at the bottom. That's probably something I would want to see first. Automation workflow while navigating regulations. Yeah. So let's go here. I think a good example to look at is this one. Got a completely different category of business. Always good to look at a cross category and see how other people are solving that problem. So if I go to Work & Co and I go to outcomes, now here they're doing such a good job of communicating the outcomes that they've achieved, like, and it's very specific. So they are including the brand name, the companies that they worked with, but it also speaks to what is a specific thing that they did for those businesses. So 5 million paying subscribers for YouTube TV. Like, that's so specific. And there's no logos anywhere, right? You don't need to have those logos because, again, that's a very specific design aesthetic choice that they've made. Another is 105% increase in average cart size on Givenchy's. Hopefully that's the correct way to pronounce that. Site, $650 million in revenue for Epic Games, $5 billion IPO for Hippo. So again, very specific and far more credible claims, and also no logo in sight. But if I do go to their homepage, I also like this. It's like a really interesting qual that they've done here. Is just like use like a small quote. Entrusted with digital product innovation by companies like Apple, Google, Nike, Fast Company. Now that's amazing. Again, there's no logos. There's no logos. So one of the things to keep in mind is that, you know, typically a lot of the UI UX seen on the internet is just such boilerplate template stuff, recycled, regurgitated, and sometimes you have to find examples that don't do any of that but are still fantastic experiences for the audience itself. Okay, so let me just go back to this. Now here, it's not really specific as to what they did. Again, the language is so like DCM focused versus outcome focused. Like, just look at the difference here. Nowhere here is it saying Work & Co, Work & Co, Work & Co, Work & Co, Work & Co helped YouTube, blah, 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 right? It's just saying 5 million subscribers for YouTube. So there's a lot of language, the way it's used, focused on the buyers, not on themselves. Whereas when I focus on the language here, they probably mentioned, you know, themselves like 50 million times. DCM Flex makes it easier to officially manage a vast array of communication essentials for blah blah catalog encompassing 950 items. DCM Flex offers benefits such as pieces. Like, what is the outcome? Right? Impact, dramatically increased communication. Like, let's highlight this first. So the architecture of this information is so inverse. So that's another thing we're gonna fix and update as we do this, right? Okay, so let's go back. Sorry, I went down a completely different rabbit hole here, but I just wanted to highlight how to approach this a little bit. So I'm gonna just go to actual size here. Same here, just make sure it's actual size. Yeah, okay, cool. So how are we gonna answer the why us, right? So let's go back. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a much better way of doing an actual case study. Helpful content. I would actually say helpful context, but cool. Built to scale, server side, client side. So what I like about what they've done here is that they have the high level, executive level version of it. But let's say you had somebody from, you know, a chief technical officer, digital officer, some of those people, they recognize that multiple buyers, multiple personas in the buying committee might be looking at the case study. So they're speaking to not only the person who is in marketing, but somebody who might be in sales, somebody who might be in the technology side. And so they're giving you a peek into all those different things. That is fantastic. That's something that even Apple does. So like if you look at the Apple website, they'll give you like just the simple short versions of how the product is used and how you can relate to the product. But for the nerds, for the people who are like totally nerding out on the tech, they can do a double click and see all the details in the background. So all that information has been provided. That's fantastic. Like, this is fantastic. Like, they're giving you the CEO, the executive summary version of the case study, right? And they're breaking it down very beautifully. What's bringing the store experience online, developing KPIs, unique design frameworks. And so these different elements are going to appeal to different buyer personas, especially if you're talking to a larger organization. You're going to have multiple people making that buying decision. So that is fantastic. Gotta keep all that in mind. So we're going to totally reorient this case study as well in just a second, but just wanted to cover that ground. How am I doing? Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Cool. Okay, let's jump back into Figma, where we were doing some of the wireframes now. Hopefully, if this helped, drop me an emoji. Any emoji. Drop me a sign from God that some of this rant was helpful. Okay, let's see here. So I want to answer the why DCM. That's the part that we're going to focus on. One more example that I think might be helpful here is, actually switch gears here. Let me move into Figma first. Scan converter, capture Figma. There we go. Okay, so we're back in Figma, and let me show you guys one more, folks. Another really great example of how somebody else has done this. So I did have an example here. So we looked at working code, but there's also another example that we can look at. I think it was, yeah. Yes. Make sure that I have the right page. Yeah. So there's two examples we can take a look at together. And then we're gonna use some of those observations, learnings, and insights to do the wireframe. All right. I'm just surprised that this live stream, for some reason, did not go out to LinkedIn. This is, if I even double check now. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it is not going out to LinkedIn. Very odd. Okay. Right. To all the folks, Amanda, Scott, Abby, William, Eduardo, JBA, Abira, Smitty, Dave, Call Me, JKS, Boohoo. To all those people watching live on TikTok, we are over here at paulsing.live. Okay, so let's take a look at the example of why us. Okay, and this is a business that was part of the competitive landscape research that we did, and we found that this company does offer a very similar suite of products and services. So, and they also have a very interesting, and I liked how they have done their sort of information architecture. So here's the page where they're answering the why us, right? I'm also just gonna quickly open it up here on my other screen. Intelligence Bank. Just want to make sure that I'm on the right page. So basically this SaaS category is called DAM, Digital Asset Management. That's kind of what we're dealing with here. Let me just make sure that I have this right. Okay, there we go. Hold on a second. Let me just once paste that frickin' here so people can see it. Can all see it actually. Let's grab this. Okay. Love it. Okay, there we go. That sits at the top there. And then okay. Right. Okay, cool. So I think this example will be helpful to understand how to even approach this. So there is some work that they've done. I think they've done a good job. So we've got the who we help, who are we trying to talk to, right? How do we do it? And then why Intelligence Bank? Now, I don't know which agency did all this work or who designed this site, but they have done a fantastic job. So good stuff. What I would want to take away from this is if we start to think about, let me grab my marker here. Marker, red. So why us? That's the question. So the first thing is they've got our differentiators. So in this section here, let's just take a quick look at what's happening here. So brand regulatory compliance, produce brand and legally approved content with confidence. I don't know how much of a differentiator that is, but okay. Scalability and flexibility, a configurable platform that can grow as you grow. Now, both of these, right, they seem like hygiene factors. They don't necessarily come off as differentiators, but okay, sure. Then the other one is enterprise security. The security and privacy of your data is our priority. Now, which other company that offers this service is not gonna claim this? So what is that ownable thing that is the real differentiator is, I would say, missing. But fair enough. It's still better than what most people are doing over the internet in this category. What I do really like is how they have this here, how we compare to competition. I really like this. This is just such a bold way to put yourself out there and be like, hey, listen, you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me sort of approach and address this from a different lens. you know, you are a SaaS company, you're offering a certain product and service. Now, if you step into the buyer's shoes and you imagine that, you know, they're in some stage of the buying journey, there could be in buying mode or shopping mode. And if that's the case, what would be the most helpful to them? Now, they're probably going to be looking at different service providers to figure out who they're going to eventually go with. But they're probably doing, you know, their own research and trying to compare features to features and offerings of different service providers. And if you're kind of just doing that and giving that on a platter to the buyer, that says something about who you are as a business and what you believe in. Without saying all that, you're just demonstrating it. So it's like, show me, don't tell me. That's kind of what's happening here. So I love this. What else is happening here? So how we stack up. So that's the third piece. See how intelligent compares to other digital asset vendors based on real customer reviews. I really like this. Based on customer reviews. So this, you could say, you know, this section here is what they're doing on their own. And I really like that they have the third section, which is like, okay, let the customers tell you their perspective. That is amazing. I love that. That's smart. There's such subtle things that they've considered when doing this. So how we stack up, how we compare, and then our differentiators. Although I wasn't too excited about the differentiators because every other company in this space is going to try and claim those things. Oh, that we're your true partner. Oh, we're going to scale with you. All that stuff, right? So that's not really differentiators. But what is really good here is that they've got how we compare to others. So you're really having empathy and into the buyer's journey and showing up as helpful. And then the second thing over is, hey, let the customers tell you why they love us, which is, again, fantastic. And then they've got these testimonials and reports. I love that. Okay, and then let me just make sure that I cover off this. Here. Hello, Kaylee. Hello, Devaney, Nancy, Anna. I am doing this live over at paulsing.live, which will take you to the YouTube page, and we are doing a business transformation there. Okay, let me just double click into this. Close the chat here for a second. Oh God, don't want to see that. They actually have a report. Let me see if I can just quickly download this report here. Take a look at the report. The report's going to be fun because it's going to take us one step deeper into how they're thinking about this. Download the report. Let's actually take a quick look at this report. Now, again, just being so thoughtful about the buyer. That's what I'm really liking about how they're approaching this. Let me just switch over here my screen so you can see what I'm seeing. Let me go into, hold on, let me just fix the orientation of this first. So you can see what I'm seeing. 2 pages. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at this together now. I've got my preview. There we go. So this is the report that they've done. So damn vendor comparison report. See how real users compare digital asset management vendors according to G2. So this is just amazing. You're really being thoughtful about the buyers. So let's just have a quick look at this. Again, this is going to help inform the why us section, right? Okay. And they are using a third party to pull all this data. So that's another great sign. So let's keep going. One second here. Right, okay. That is fantastic. So I really like how they're measuring the success here as well. So if we look at some of these categories, customers are likelihood to recommend, and what are they known for? Media types, workflow management, brand portal, integration with marketing and creative software, ease of doing business. This is really key. Ease of doing business and likelihood to recommend. That's a really good sign. And then return on investment from a KPIs investment perspective. That's great. Okay. What else do they have here? So this is something that we would probably want to bake into the copywriting and communication of, how can we show up as ease of doing business? Now, Intelligence Bank, for example, is already doing that by doing subtle things on their website. They're doing, hey, you're probably looking at a whole bunch of providers. Here's a quick comparison chart, right? So that is showing up with the buyer in mind. Is fantastic, right? That's what we want. You want people to, when they buy from you, they're like, it just felt different. It felt amazing. And they will never go to another vendor because just the way you show up, how you deliver the services, how you communicate about the services. Okay, hold on. Back to this. So likelihood to recommend. Asset man. Okay, so what it's doing now is we're taking some of these, the list of 8 here, and then they're just sort of broken down into the consecutive pages. I love this. See, now the customer words helps us achieve brand consistency, simple to use and update, great customer service. Moving to Intelligence Bank was the best decision. For digital asset management, easy and reliable access to all our things. Why intelligence policies are endless. Okay. Fantastic. Customers' words, always amazing. I love this. And they're also doing very boldly claiming, how we stack up against the competition. So that's cool. Okay. Okay, broken down. Let's keep going. Brand portal. By the way, think about this, is another really fun and interesting insight here that I can share is, so by doing this, not only are you helping the buyer make a decision, you're also doing a comparison against other suppliers and vendors who offer similar services. But at the same time, you're doing a lot of the education around what is included. What do other customers care about, and how are other customers using this service. So there's a lot of stuff happening here, which is the subtext of what we're looking at, right? It's not being, nobody's hitting you on the head with it, but you're kind of delivering all of those messages in a very well-crafted way. So that's that. And another example of that is because I'm not from this, industry. I'm not in the damn business, digital asset management, if you're curious. But when I go through a report like this, firstly, it's so simple to understand, simple words. And by reading through it, I can begin to get a sense of, oh, this is what happens in DAM. This is what they kind of do. Again, I really like these quotes from customers. Provides our organization with a single source of truth where all the most current brand approved assets can easily be shared and distributed. Love it. Our processes are now more efficient, and we have peace of mind knowing all the creatives run through the appropriate channels before it hits the market. This is no small achievement given the size of our business, especially when combined with our strict compliance requirements. This is the kind of copy, because these are the buyer's words that we want to have on our website, right? So again, that's one thing I'm picking up and just making mental notes of, like, when I'm doing the copywriting, these are the words I want to use. Okay. Love it. Provides our source, the single source of truth where all the most current brand. Yep. Then, okay. And then there was another page here with customer. Here it is. Okay. Maria Mello, Lori, Gord, Holly. Hello. Yeah. So I am doing this live. It is happening on paulsing.live, which is YouTube. I am also on X and Behance and LinkedIn and Facebook, but this is where we're doing a transformation of this brand, which looks something like this up here, into this. And we're currently doing the website, and we're doing the wireframe. And for that, we're doing a little bit of background and context and research. And I'm just looking at customer's voice. Okay, so that covers that. All right, so let's jump back into Figma. And I'm gonna have this open here on the side so I can reference it when I need to. Boom. Cool. Let me just take a look here. I'm gonna jump back into Figma here. Okay. All right. Also, I'm trying to personally avoid using as much jargon as I can, try to keep this as simple as possible. So for the people watching, if they're struggling with something, if they've got a small business, you're a solopreneur or whatever, and you're really thinking about doing any of these things, you can pick up from this and be like, oh, wait, this is how I should be thinking about the problem and approach it in that fashion. Okay, so let me jump into, just make sure one thing before I jump into. Oh. Realize I'd be talking for 2 hours. Indra Singh, hello, welcome. Just doing a quick operations check, and we're gonna jump right back into this in just a second. Let me just grab my hand tool out. Go back here, and we're gonna begin to answer. Okay. Problem. Okay. Yeah, I've got some rough structure here. Let's go into this. Okay. So what are the things that they stand out? What are the things that make them stand out? Okay, so let's go here. Here's why. Leaders like yourself choose DCM. Okay, again, just rough copy. I'm gonna obviously tweak all of this, but so one is, probably want to have like some very quick stuff. So so it could be like, you know, all eggs. Actually, hold on. All eggs in one basket. This actually is seen as a sort of a double-edged sword, but I'm just using this as a placeholder for me. That when I actually do write that piece, so it's like you've got from print, or you can say / execution. That's sort of the sentiment that I want to have to all your digital cloud-based needs, right? So that's one sentiment. I'm gonna just park that aside. That's one. Probably want to have like maybe, let's say, 3 differentiators here. So one is like, let's say, all eggs in one basket, and you could call this like an integrated approach. We could use like really fun, interesting language or jargon, so to speak. Oh, that's the vibe that I'm sending out. That's the music that's playing. Okay, the other one here is, here's why leaders like yourself choose us. Okay. And then I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff here. Actually, you know what? We could use this maybe in a second. So this is the, hold on, let's just add that word here just so I remember what I was thinking. Integrated approach. Oops, okay. That's the first one. Let's see if they have anything on their website that could be used. Is there anything even remotely that I could use? Hold on, let's just pull up their website for just a quick hot second to make sure that I have the latest and greatest information. So why because Come on, I'm ready to buy. What are you telling me? What are you not telling me? I think one of the differentiators that they have is that, let me just read a couple of solution pages first, and maybe I think my hypothesis could be wrong here, but let me just double check. I think my assumption might be right here. I might be correct in assuming. I could be totally wrong here, but my gut is telling me, based on their site, that so some of the examples that we saw, the other examples that we saw, they are more just hardcore SaaS products, whereas Data or DCM is a mix of consulting and SaaS, right? So let me jump back into the Figma board here. Capture Figma. Okay. Oh, wait, what the hell? That did not change for some reason. Let's see. Capture Figma. Oh. Odd. Let's try that again. Okay. What broke? Something definitely broke where it's not. Try that again. Oh no. The hell just happened here? Oh, this. Oh, I see the scan converter. Okay, hold on. Folks, just give me a second here. Looks like something broke in the stream. And let me just do a quick fix here if I can. Wait. Okay, restart. Balvinder, M, Anna, Nesma. Who else is here? Charlie. Holy shit, that's a lot of people. Oh my god, I can't even keep a track of all these people. Okay. Just had a temporary glitch. I'm just fixing that. Capture. Let me just go to Figma. Okay, good, perfect. And when I jump into this, all right, we're back. Fantastic. That worked. Cool. So the yeah, A lot of context switching here. But here's the assumption. So one of the differentiators that why somebody would pick DCM is not only do they have, let's say, you know, all eggs in one basket, sort of that integrated approach that I'm hinting at. Right, but this is just a mental note for myself. But the other thing over that is, they've got, because of the model that I've seen so far based on the research that I've done on them, is they also have this advisory / consulting part blended with the SaaS part, blended with the whole print production side of things, which is basically where that business sort of originated. So I can say, damn, Daniel. I'm thinking, damn, it's consulting, damn, consulting, execution. Again, I'm just putting this as a sentiment. Obviously the copywriting has to be finessed, but what I okay, so from print, execution, all your digital cloud-based needs, we have you covered. Okay, and let me close that loop there for a second. And then the second thing over is helping Bernie to make the right decisions. Again, I'm just making a quick mental note of, so the first one is all eggs in one basket. The second one is consulting meets, consulting and, I need a better word for this. Consulting and, consulting and execution meets execution. Damn. Highlight that. Consulting meets execution. I'm even wondering, like, you know, from a copywriting perspective, from a tone perspective, at some point, do I want this to be a little bit more cheeky and less drab and corporate speak? We'll see where this goes. But again, I'm just bucketing the information that of one of their differentiators, right? And then the other one is, you know, again, we could put something super boring here. But those first two seem like, I haven't seen other companies and examples where they had those two as the differentiators. So in their case, they could potentially even own that till the time somebody else goes ahead and builds out that capability. So there's definitely something to be said for that. And then here, compliant and scale ready, right? Compliant and agile to scale, right? So this can say something like very vanilla, like you can be like, you know, we've got you covered on compliance and work agile, work quickly to help you meet your customers at scale. Wow, like this is so generic, but again, I just wanted to have those points covered. So now the differentiators, the first two are really what I think are the actual differentiators. Again, I'm just making assumptions based on the research that I've done on this company. And then the third one is just more of like, yeah, don't worry, we got that covered too for you guys. You know, we work fast and we're compliant, and that is a big deal, especially when they're catering to the financial services, healthcare, and all that stuff where the information and data is very, very sensitive. So I get it. Get it. Got your bases covered. So that does that part. Okay. Next over is I'm gonna do a similar. Let me just call this. Okay. And let's go here. And then again, I think the success stories can remain as is. I like this. So we've got the success stories. Actually, hold on. Instead of saying success stories, I'm gonna say delete that. And here also bring to front. So maybe even here. How oh, I want to go with, sorry, why customers, why leaders like yourself, what customers, what leaders like yourself choose us, what leaders have to say. Okay. And then this is probably where I'd probably want to have, grab that. To front. So I probably want to have like a lead in line from like a case study here and be like, so if I use something as simple as, let's go back here. Okay, so let's say I go single source of truth. These are like, again, client quotes. And I would go with like who said it. So let's say, oh, crap. And then you could just double click into that as like one case study. So single source of truth. And then I would probably go with like, not say like Robert Further. That's the name. CEO of bank. Okay. And I probably want to repeat that. Say I have that 4 times. And then come on. Why is this shape being so elusive? Let's try that again. Oh. Okay. There's some issue where. Okay. Let me try that again. Okay, that feature is not working. I'm gonna leave that alone, no problem. Let's just take a lighter color here. This is going to be my success stories. Okay, so that covers that part. Then how we do it. I'm just sort of arbitrarily changing some stuff here just so that it can be both black. Okay, that covers it. Okay, and could prompt people to read further, so we can be like, case study. Same with this one, same with this one, same with this. Okay, cool. And this could also be just white. Okay, that covers it, I think. What I would also want to have like is download. Okay. Okay, I think I've got this covered for today at a high level. Actually, let's just wrap up this part so we can actually let me move this over here. That is that. I don't see anything on their site that I could use as a Ooh, actually, wait a second. I could use this. Totally, I could use this. So let me grab this here. Yeah, and drop this here. Let's see here. So the first one, underneath this, so I probably have like something like this, and or grab that. Okay, cool. So now, that's probably where I would want it. And probably have like 4 case studies, 4 quotes sitting right here. Grab all of this and duplicate. Okay, there we go. And let's see if there's another interesting thing that they've done that I could actually just use. Don't care about this. Is there some sort of an industry report? Something that I could use? Yeah. Okay. We'll find something that can actually make sense in that specific spot. For now, I think I'm covered off the basis of at least getting some of the higher level stuff. Of course, we have to refine the copy, but I think the first part was just getting everything organized and just bucketing the right information in the right place, which in itself is a task in itself, right? So we've got that covered now. That does that. All right. All right. I think what I'm going to do is yeah. I think what I'm going to do is let's just switch gears here for a quick hot second. Capture Illustrator. All right, folks. I think I'm a bit exhausted. I think it's time to call it an evening of the live. I think we've had a good, fun afternoon. Hello, Andy, Dwayne, Christine, Benji, and me. Thank you for joining the live. But I'm going to call it a day. We'll pick up tomorrow where we're leaving off today. We'll continue building out the wireframes, and then after we're done the wireframes, we're going to jump into the design of the home page. That's basically it. So I will see you folks tomorrow.